All right, guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay. So yeah, it has been over a week. I think I got this. It's been almost 2 weeks, probably, I would say. I don't know exactly how long I've had this, but it's been a minute. So the Asus Zenfone 9, man, I'm going to go ahead and power it up here. I wanted to kind of show you some things about this device and talk about what happened when I first got it out of the box and things like that. So here's the startup times right there. You can see how long it's going to take to start up. But today we're going to cover just almost 2 weeks with this device and talk about how it compares to other devices out there that you could possibly consider in the same price range, or some of its #1 competitors, some phones that I think might be considered its #1 competitor. A lot of people are instantly going to say that the Pixel 7 is going to be its main competitor, and you'd be right. This is probably its main competitor right here. We're going to try to focus on the Zenfone for now, though. Let's go ahead and get it on. You can see that's the startup time. I need to put it in airplane mode for a second, though, so I don't get a bunch of notifications. But the Asus Zenfone 9 has a lot to offer. So before I get into comparing it next to the Pixel and all these other devices, I want to talk about the Asus Zenfone 9 by itself, because it deserves the shine and it deserves the attention that it should be getting, and I'm pretty sure it is getting it. Now, this device was released in September of 2022, and it was announced in July, but it didn't come out until September of 2022. So it really hasn't been out that long. We're only in January of 2023. It's been out just a few months. I hear people saying it's been out for a long time. Region-wise, okay, maybe it did come out in some regions a little bit sooner, but officially launched in September of 2022. Now, there's a lot to cover on this device, and so I want to keep it as simple as possible, but get down to the things that I think are important and that you should be concerned about. Now, here's something that happened when I first got this phone out of the box. When I first got it out of the box, I saw online that some people, when they get these brand new out of the box, it goes into a loop and it just stays on the startup screen. Well, that in fact happened to me. And I was like, whoa, what the heck? And I said, you know what? Let me just get online and see if this is happening to other people. And sure enough, it was. So all I had to do was, I didn't put this in the unboxing video because I wanted you to focus on the device because it does work. That was just a quirk that is happening with some of these devices, not all. So what I did was I just went into recovery mode and did a factory reset, even though I hadn't signed into the device yet, did a factory reset, and then it booted right in and I was able to get it set up and everything. So that's just one thing that happened. And that is the only thing that has happened since I've gotten this device, because a lot of you guys are going to ask for problems and what happened with this, and did anything happen here? You know, what's going on with it here? No, I've had any software issues, no problems with this device at all. No crashing, no nothing. The only thing that happened is what I just explained. And again, it appears that happened to other people, not just me. So sometimes if you buy these, I guess, or some people that bought them, maybe they sat so long, I don't know. But all I did was go into recovery mode with the buttons and then factory reset it and did a wipe, even though there was nothing to wipe. It started right up and went right into setup, and boom, I gave you the unboxing about a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. Now, let's talk about the design of this device and the hardware. So the design of this device is so eclectic and on its own right now. And Jay, what's so eclectic and on its own? Well, look at these camera modules. Most of the devices that I have different camera modules than this. They don't have this particular setup of camera modules. It has a very big camera module on the top one for the 50 megapixel shooter. And then the bottom one is almost flush with the device. This is a nice welcome design compared to other devices. Now, it is obviously reminiscent of several other devices that are out. Like here's my Z Flip. The Z Flip looks the same, but it is not. It doesn't have these ginormous camera modules on the back for the phone. Same design, pretty much. These are humongous. And when you see them in person, people are going to see this device and they're going to say like, whoa, what the heck? You know, that's some big camera modules, or what kind of phone is that, they might ask. So I'll say to you, I'll say this design, whoever thought of this design, they did a great job. This is a much needed improved design. And it is something that we needed to see that was different. Two big camera modules here off by themselves, just giving you stellar quality. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But the design of this, outside the camera modules, it's got this almost sandstone, like grippy back on it. And I don't even wear a case with this because this feels so good. And then also, I don't want to not show off those beautiful aluminum sides. I love it. It's beautiful. This is a beautiful, beautiful design. Not to mention it has a fingerprint reader in the power button and in the volume rockers right here. And this device is small enough to where I can reach everything easy, because I have big hands, so I can reach everything really easy. And even a person with smaller hands might find this device extremely comfortable. So nice camera modules, fingerprint reader in the power button, it's really fast. Volume rocker on this side, aluminum sides, a grippy sandstone material back, a headphone jack, and just an all-around beauty of a device. It is Type-C. It does have stereo speakers, and that's something on the hardware and design that you can't see. These stereo speakers, this one that comes out of the bottom outlet down here, and then the other one is out of the top earpiece. These are some of the loudest and most clear speakers I've ever freaking heard. They have this bass in these to where it almost shakes the phone itself, depending on what you listen to. If that audio was recorded in a high enough bit rate where you can feel the bass, it's phenomenal. So hardware and design, folks, they are killing it. It is a perfect 10 to me. I mean, why wouldn't I want a grippy back and then some aluminum sides? This is just phenomenal. And the camera setup is great. It's out there. It's popping at you, but it is actually really clean, and in person, it just feels really good. This hardware, and let's take a second here. This is actually a 5.9 inch display. This is not a small display. It's 5.9 inches. It's a pretty big display, coming in at 120 hertz and HDR10 plus. It's doing it, man. It is doing it. 5.9 inches, 6.1 is the top of the line size that I would go for a lot of phones. This one is killing it. Beautiful display, nice and bright. It's really nice, vibrant. When watching content, because the speakers are so nice on here, it's just beautiful. Now, the techies will want to hear about the hardware inside. Well, it does have 8 gig, 6 gig versions of these, and a 16 gig if you're a beast mode person. You can get 128 gigs up to 256 gigs, 50 megapixel shooter at f1.9 on the back, 12 megapixel ultra wide to f2.2. Now, the front camera is a 12 megapixel f2.5. This camera does shoot 8K. I didn't do any kind of 8K samples, but I guess I could. And again, it has those stereo speakers with the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, which is a 4 nanometer chip. Absolutely great, man. Always on display. It's giving you everything that you could possibly want. It's a Super AMOLED display, Gorilla Glass Victus. This back is plastic, but it has an aluminum frame. So dual SIM, dual standby, all the things that you would need to make it through your day. If you are a techie or a person who has to have more than one phone number, this device will give it to you. It does have OTG. That means you can plug things in like a dongle or something like that. And you'll be able to transfer files pretty quickly on there. Bluetooth 5.2 and a 4,300 milliamp hour battery, 30 watt wired charging, and 5 watt reverse wired charging. So you can charge something else. Because of that 4,300 milliamp hour battery, it basically means it's a power bank. Power bank on the go. Comes in several colors here. It comes in the starry blue. This is the moonlight white. My Project 13 has the sunset red, and it also comes in midnight black. This retails for between $630 to about $799, depending on $750, depending on if you can catch those sales and deals and everything like that. But this is great. So to talk about battery on here, it's been phenomenal. Obviously, I just charged it and took it off the charger and I started the video. But battery life on this thing, you should be able to go maybe a couple of days, I guess, if you're not too heavy of a user. You'll get a solid 2 days. Now, I'm talking about not a heavy user, but a somewhat heavy user, moderate use. Definitely going to get 2 days. A light user will get 3 to 5 days probably, because of the software is optimized just great. And you will, in fact, have a smooth performing device all over. I mean, software on this thing flows. Now, obviously, I have the wallpaper styles turned on, so I'll turn off the themed icons. But this flows, man. It is so vibrant and so smooth. It's just something that if you're even if you're a techie out there, if you haven't tried this device, kind of missing out, man. This is just a perfect size to me. The screen is great. The screen is 20:9, so that makes it a lot easier on your hand when you're holding it. And 20:9 is the ratio, so you're getting 455 pixels per inch. But while this isn't the biggest display, because I know people are really caught up on huge displays now, people are into, bigger displays. This is the Pixel 7 Pro, and it gives you some sense of how big this device is next to the Pixel 7 Pro. The devices today are all huge. I've always liked smaller devices, and people always say, well, why do you like small devices? You got big hands. I want to be comfortable. I don't want my phone to wear me down in my pocket and things like that. But anyway, let's get back to battery. Light user, I would estimate 3 to 5 days. Heavy user, maybe 24 hours or 36 hours. Anywhere in between that, you'll get at least 2 days. And that's just what it is. And that's what I believe it would be for a lot of people. Now, if you're doing a whole bunch of gaming and running the screen at 100% brightness all day and things like that, you're not going to get these numbers. You're going to get a significant amount of less than everyone else. And I think that's how people test phones. I only turn the phone up to full brightness for videos sometimes. I keep my brightness on auto and let the phone determine when it needs to adjust itself. Outside in direct sunlight, it looks pretty good. It doesn't have like an ultra bright mode, but it does do fairly well. If you have a different wallpaper on here too, a brighter wallpaper, it might appear that it's a little bit better outside, but I like this wallpaper because I transferred it from the Pixel. So, battery life is always subjective. You're not going to get the same numbers across the board, but across the board, you'll hear people reporting 8 hours of screen on time, which is legit. I mean, my Project 13, he reported a little over 8 hours of screen on time, but I personally like to go by how long it's off the charger. And when I did check the battery, I got about 7.5, I think it was 7, almost 8 hours, but I was off the charger for a little over 2 days. So that's important to me. I think having the phone where I don't need a charger is important. So along with that battery life, performance is going to be blazing fast because you are getting into what I would consider a great combination, very efficient. The Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 has proven to be solid. It just has. So you couple the internals with the screen, the performance, the cameras. Well, I have taken this device out on a walk and I've shown you the cameras. I mean, these cameras are phenomenal. They are just great. There is no getting around it. This is a beautiful set of cameras. I mean, look at this portrait shot here, man. Oh, wait. That's just incredible. It's great. I mean, that's pretty much, that wraps it up for this device. Hands down. I don't know what else I could talk about for you. This is a serious win. The price is right. Some people are always saying, oh, it's overpriced. You guys don't know what you want. You don't know what you want until people tell you what you want. And a lot of people live like that because they can't think for themselves when it comes to buying things. They don't know a good deal when they see one because they're following the masses. I would suggest that people, when you come to buying your smartphones, carve out your own lane and make your path your own. People who say this device is overpriced, as I go ahead and lead into price, my bad, I kind of got fired up. People who say this device is overpriced, and again, people keep talking about the Pixel. Folks, this is the Pixel 7, obviously, and the Pixel 7 Pro is right here. But this may be one of the main competitors for this device. But you guys keep forgetting about Motorola, older LG devices. You guys, let me just grab it. I mean, I have to. The Pixel 6a. You guys are forgetting there's a ton of devices out there that are worthy to be put in the category with this device. OnePlus 10 Pro, while it is not a small device, it is in the price range now. And then you have the 10T basically, which is right in line with this. So there are a ton of devices out there that are right in line with this device and compete, which makes this device a fantastic deal because why? It's one of the lower priced devices. And the cameras on this device are much better on video than a lot of the devices I just showed you. Pixel obviously takes some great photos, but giving a device a chance is what people need to do. And this device right here takes phenomenal photos. I mean, I've got a camera review out on this video. It goes into detail. I take it in different scenarios. It's there. I posed the question before in another video, why people don't choose the OnePlus devices over Pixel devices. I'm not saying that's a fact that that's happening everywhere, but the Pixels get the masses, and when the OnePluses are great devices. This device right here is stock Android. It is fast. It offers a great body on it. The screen is beautiful. It's powerful. It's got the same internals basically as nearly every other flagship on the market. It's got better cameras than some of the devices on the market, better battery, a whole bunch of things. And it's actually still a fairly large screen device. I mean, 5.9. But I'll leave it up to you to determine what you think is a phenomenal device and what you think is not a phenomenal device. Personally, I like to get the devices in hand, use them, check them out for myself, then give you some feedback on it. This device is a killer device. And the only thing that's making it what it is the people that are buying it and actually experiencing it. No one person can tell a person that this device is good, so go buy it. But what I like to do on this channel is share the feedback after using it for a long time or long enough time to where I can get some sense of how it's going to be. So level playing field, this device is a hit. I'll leave a link down below where you can grab yours if you decide to pick it up. But it's your man Jay. Tell me what you think about the Asus Zenfone 9. This is an incredible device. Take care.